Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dave Russell. Well, follow along with Wilmington College and the Ohio AgNet May 1st and 2nd for the latest news and updates from the 97th Ohio FFA Convention in Columbus. We'll begin with an update from Ohio Corn and Wheat.
Joining me is Luke Crumley, Director of Public Policy and Sustainability for Ohio Corn and Wheat. And Luke, today we're going to talk about water quality. Let me give people the website because we're going to refer to it several times, and that is h2.ohio.gov.
And what the state government did with H2 Ohio is they brought three agencies together, Ohio Department of Ag, ODNR, and the Ohio EPA, and they gave each of them a different task. And the Department of Agriculture works hand in hand with the soil and water conservation districts and farmers to help farmers identify, based off of up-to-date soil tests, what practices they could implement on their own fields. And then, here's the kicker, when they voluntarily enroll, they get some financial support to do it. What's really cool about H2 Ohio, and really kind of unique, is that as a farmer enrolls in this program, it's not an all or nothing approach. They can build it to the needs of their fields, but they also have the opportunity to stack practices. So you can adopt multiple practices on the same acreage and increase the payment you receive with no additional administrative burden from the program, which is huge, huge. So the state has recognized we need to make it administratively accessible for the people who are going to enroll. We need to make sure that there's a financial opportunity here to soften the burden of adopting these new practices, make it just a little bit easier for these growers, but above all, keep it voluntary.
And thank you, Luke Crumley from Ohio Corn and Wheat. And you can always find out more at h2.ohio.gov.
Land O'Lakes CEO Beth Ford said last week that America urgently needs immigration reform to support U.S. farmers. Ford says farmers want to support President Trump's economic agenda, but there is real concern over possible labor shortages and lost profits. Ford says she is most worried about 2026 and how duties will reshape the trade landscape. Well, the 90th anniversary of the Natural Resources Conservation Service was recognized Friday in ceremonies at the USDA headquarters in Washington.
A celebration of 90 years of service at USDA headquarters Friday.
In what other place in the world has an agency of the federal government dedicated 90 years to this effort? And how amazing and what all we have accomplished.
For the Natural Resources Conservation Service, NRCS Chief Aubrey Betancourt recognizing the agency from a historical perspective, both its role in conservation nationwide and on her family's farm over the years.
My first encounter with NRCS was working with my father to do a restoration project for the Pacific Flyway in California. And the level of agility and partnership that we have on the ground in that local connection is truly part of our strength, and one that is a tenet of who we are as an agency and what we can accomplish together.
The chief noted the importance of public-private partnership in both field-level technical and financial assistance for NRCS's success over time, and she feels going forward. I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
According to the latest National Hemp Report, U.S. industrial hemp production rose sharply in 2024, with total crop value reaching $445 million. That's a 40% increase over the previous year. Planted acreage expanded to nearly 45,300 acres, up 64% from 2023. The harvested acreage climbed 60% to just under 32,700 acres. The markets are next. Every time you use biodiesel, you're fueling more than your engine. You're investing in Ohio's farmers, reducing emissions and creating cleaner air for all of us. Did you know biodiesel adds 13% in value to every bushel of soybeans grown? That's good for farms, good for families, and good for the future. Drive with purpose. Choose biodiesel. Learn how at soyohio.org.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, May corn $4.75 down 3 1/4. December corn $4.50 1/4 down 5 1/2. May soybeans $10.52 up 2 1/4. November soybeans $10.34 3/4 down 1/4 cent. July wheat $5.31 down 14 cents. At the Mercantile Exchange, April cattle $215.65 up $1.40. May hogs $92.95 up 15 cents. August feeder cattle $294.95 up 65 cents. This is the Ohio AgNet.